You're never truly awake one moment and asleep the next. The boundary between consciousness and oblivion is not a door that simply closes, but rather a sprawling, unpredictable twilight zone, a bizarre state of being where you are neither entirely yourself nor completely gone. Every single night, without realizing it, you navigate a hallucinatory borderland where the rational mind slowly dismantles its own reality, surrendering to a cascade of phantom sights, phantom sounds, and softly shifting geometry. If you enjoy diving deep into the hidden architectures of the mind, please like and subscribe to help the channel. Now, let us begin. We often think of falling asleep as a biological light switch. You lie in the dark, you close your eyes, and eventually the power simply cuts out. The ancient Greeks imagined it as the soft touch of Hypnos, a god who would brush a branch dipped in the river Lethe across your brow, instantly erasing the waking world. For most of human history, sleep was viewed as a sudden absence, an empty space that began the exact second consciousness ended. It feels so simple when we look back on it in the morning. You remember resting your head, and then you remember waking up. But this intuitive belief masks a profoundly complex transition. You do not fall into sleep. You wade into it, step by slow, methodical step, walking down a gently sloping shore into a deep, dark ocean. This delicate shoreline is known as the hypnagogic state, a fragile threshold connecting the firm ground of wakefulness to the deep, silent waters of slumber. Imagine you are sitting alone in a quiet, grand theater as the house lights begin to softly dim. Your brain is currently shifting its electrical rhythm. All day, your mind hummed with the rapid, jagged electrical impulses known as beta waves, the fast frequency of active thought, stress, and problem solving. But as you lie here now, relaxing into the quiet, those waves smooth out, lengthening into the rolling, rhythmic swells of alpha waves. Your sensory gates are slowly beginning to close, pulling the drawbridges up from the noisy outside world. Yet, the mind does not simply switch off. Deprived of external input, your visual cortex begins to look inward, generating its own quiet spectacle. Behind your closed eyelids, you might begin to notice faint, swirling clouds of color, soft bursts of violet, deep blue, or dull silver that bloom and fade in the dark. These are called phosphenes. They are the resting static of your optic nerve, the gentle misfires of retinal cells, slowly powering down for the night, creating a nebula of geometric light that shifts gently in rhythm with your breathing. As you drift further, sinking into the slower, heavier theta waves of stage 1 sleep, the hypnagogic descent deepens. This is where the echoes of your day begin to manifest. If you have spent hours focusing on a repetitive task, perhaps weeding a garden, sorting data on a glowing screen, or driving down a long rain-slicked highway, you may suddenly see those exact patterns sliding silently through the darkness behind your eyes. This phenomenon is known as the Tetris effect. It is the visual memory of your day, looping in a quiet, automatic rhythm as the brain begins to consolidate and organize the overwhelming data of waking life. It is as if the projector in the dark theater has been left running, casting fragmented, ghostly images onto the heavy velvet curtains as they slowly pull closed. You are watching the machinery of your own mind quietly unspooling, untethering itself from the strict laws of physics and waking logic. As you drift deeper into this space, you might hear the faint murmur of a voice calling your name, or feel a sudden, phantom sensation of falling, a gentle jolt known as a hypnic jerk. This is merely the evolutionary echo of an ancient nervous system, a final pulse of adrenaline, ensuring you are safe as your muscles lose their waking tension and surrender to gravity. We can easily map the slowing electrical tides of the brain, and we can catalog the geometric shapes and auditory echoes that softly haunt this twilight zone. But as we track this descent deeper into the hypnagogic state, we arrive at the absolute edge of neurological understanding. The great unsolved paradox of this threshold is the precise moment of your own dissolution. At what exact millisecond does the watcher become the dream? During the hypnagogic state, you are still faintly aware that you are observing these shifting lights and fragmented thoughts. Yet, your ability to control them is slipping away. There is a micro-moment where the I, the singular narrator in your head that you have carried all day, quietly evaporates, yet the experience itself continues. Science cannot tell us where that central observer goes, or how a brain made of the exact same physical matter can suddenly shift from a grounded, rational architect into a passive traveler adrift in a sea of its own creation. We do not understand the physics of how consciousness untethers from the self. Perhaps this gentle unraveling is not a mystery to be solved, but a quiet reminder of our own beautiful fluidity. Every night, we are asked to relinquish control, to step off the firm, exhausting shores of reality, and trust the deep, slow currents of the mind. The hypnagogic descent teaches us that our rigid grip on the waking world is only temporary, and that beneath our daily logic lies a vast, peaceful wilderness of light, memory, and profound silence. As the phosphenes slowly swirl and the echoes of the day fade into the soft distance, you are returning to a state of pure being, suspended in the infinite, tranquil dark. Let the geometry shift. Let the waves slow down. You are perfectly safe to let go, drifting down into the quiet depths of the universe within. Good night.